views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Whether she's walking the red carpet or doing interviews, you'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks, live from Las Vegas. I'm really excited about my guest today because we are talking about, I don't even really know how to explain it. It's the coolest thing in the world. It's a scavenger hunt slash show slash, I mean, almost like a bar crawl. I mean, just so many different things. It's just really amazing. And there's nothing like it in Vegas. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything like it in the world. So we're here to talk about Alibi. And I am here with the most amazing person, Corinna Harney. She has just an amazing career. And I'm just so excited to have you on. So, yes, there's so much to talk about. So let's go straight into it.
Let's do it,
Yes.
Corey.
So first things first is Alibi, which is, like I said, I don't even know how to explain it. So I'm going to let you explain it more. But it is the coolest thing really in Vegas.
Yeah, well, it really is unique.
Yeah.
I just got a phone call yesterday, and this man said, is there anything else like this? Because he was looking for something else.
Right.
He said, you know, they kind of do these escape rooms and different things.
Right.
And I said, really, there isn't anything to compare
No,
our show to.
nothing.
It's very immersive. It's interactive. It's like Corey said, it's like a pub crawl meets a scavenger hunt meets immersive theater. You
Yeah.
have improv artists, the best in Las Vegas as far as improv artists go.
For sure.
Love them dearly and very funny. I mean, we've had people cry, laugh at the end.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's good for team builders.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard to explain though because you
It's
went
difficult
through,
to
so
explain.
you can't. And then you don't want to.
Right.
Also, you don't want to give it away
Right.
because you want people to be able to solve and because you solve clues to get to the next character, Right. But there's 3 drinks. You get 3 drinks, lunch, a souvenir photo,
Yes.
and just 7 of probably the finest improv artists and
Oh, yeah.
comedians in Las
Oh, yeah.
Vegas. So it's just a silly good time. It's laughter therapy. That's what I call it.
Yeah, that's a great. Yes, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, and it is. It's hysterical. It's fun, and you're trying to get into it, and someone's always trying to be smarter than the other. I mean, it's just a blast, and you never know what type of group of people you're gonna get. I mean, it's really
we've
exciting.
we had girls from Compton and these guys from Scotland, and at the end they were hugging. I mean, talk about 2 totally different worlds.
Right.
They were hugging, exchanging information. They probably went on a date that night. But it's cute that, you know, yes, it's like a bonding experience.
Absolutely.
Too. So.
And you get to meet people, like you said, from
And
all over the world.
Yes, and the more you interact, you probably notice, the more you interact and engage, the more fun it is.
Oh, yeah.
But then if you're shy, because some people say, I don't want to be put on the spot or whatever, they can just, nobody's going to bother you.
Right.
You just kind of go with the flow.
And I think, honestly, when we first started, I'm a loud person, so I was very into it immediately. But like you said, some people are like a little more quiet, and so by the end of it, they were worse than me. They were just loud and insane and going in for it.
I love hearing that.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
And like you said, you can't even really truly describe how cool it is and how different it is. Because there's nothing like, you can't compare it to anything. Like, it's just its own thing, and it's such a brilliant idea. And I really think if you come to Vegas, like, it's a have to do. Like,
yes.
You have to do it.
And I can't take credit, by the way, for the brilliance of the idea. I just took it over 3 years ago as the business owner, but I was one of the performers in it because I was taking an improv class from Matt Donnelly, who works with Penn and he's just brilliant, and I was enjoying his improv class because as an actress, you know, I like to put different tools in my tool bag.
Right.
And so one of the things I never got to do was go to Second City, and it was a dream of mine, and I wanted to so badly, and then my daughter was born, and then, you know, the years go by, and then it wasn't here anymore. But Matt Donnelly is one of their kind of alum. I mean, he goes all over teaching the art of the improv, and it really is all of the game, and I didn't get the comedy. I always did improv with drama or any role that I play. I love doing improv, but the craft of like improv, like Saturday Night Live, and all
just
the great
geniuses.
I wanted to kind of tap into that, and I was in his class, and then probably only 3 classes in, it was a drop-in class on Saturday, he says, you'd be perfect to try out for one of the roles in this show, this tour that we're putting together, him and Ivan Phillips, who is my dear friend still, but he sold me the show. I'm like, now I have that. But he knew I would know the ins and outs of it. But anyway, that said, Matt even told me, if you're doing improv like this, up close and personal, there's nothing better to be able to bounce things off of people in real time.
Absolutely.
And so it's really been a gift in that sense, but I had no idea I was going to end up, running a business that's fun. It's a lot of, and brings laughter to people. So I thank them because they're the creators of it, and and then we hone it and fix it and change it as we will.
But like it is a genius idea, and like you said, see, when I was really little, probably 13 or so, I was in an improv troupe, and I was the only kid, and everyone else was like 30 and above.
Oh, how funny!
So it was a really big difference. And it was so much fun, and I remember I was like, now thinking back, and I don't know how in the world I was able to do that comedy and stuff.
That's so funny.
It's so difficult, and I don't even think, because you guys make it look so easy. Like, you really do. You make it seem like, oh, it's so natural and stuff. But if anyone was put on the spot like that, everyone would just like probably bawl and cry.
It is definitely something that you have to engage and do all the time. Yeah.
And everyone there was really so talented, and like you said, no matter what someone threw at them, and they knew how to handle it. I mean, really, all of you guys were just so incredibly talented and amazing at it.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. They really are, and I appreciate them so much. Well, yeah, Penny Wiggins is one of our favorites.
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone above and beyond, they really are gifted. Yeah.
That's right. And the second best Elvis impersonator.
I know, it's so silly.
Everything about it is just really amazing.
And I like that, the calling back kind of an homage to old Vegas.
Yes.
Because that's kind of going away now. I don't know if you noticed, that was always a big deal, and now it's kind of, not so trendy. Elvis, but I think those things are, cheesiness is great. Like we were saying earlier, we need more laughter in this world. So if we could bring some laughs, good. We need laughter therapy. It brings people together. We need to get both sides of, maybe we need to bring the Senate through Alibi, and they need to just not take themselves so seriously. Do you know what I mean?
I absolutely
do. Laughter can solve a lot of things.
And this whole world is just so divided, and you're this way or that way, and it shouldn't be like that. Everyone. It never used to really be this way, and I don't know why it's just getting so much tension towards everything. But like you said, there just needs to be. We're all human. We don't know how we grew up, what our thoughts are, or anything, and we will never completely understand. So why don't we just accept each other for who we are and just live and laugh?
It's good to be able to laugh at yourself, not take yourself so seriously.
Absolutely.
And
you need to learn how to take a joke for yourself.
And listen to each other.
Right.
I
Exactly.
think that's kind of a skill, too, with improv, because you're not just giving, you're receiving.
Very true.
And yeah.
Oh, we have a call-in guest. I was our call-in listener. I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this. So why don't we have the call-in?
Hi, I would just like to say I went to the Alibi show with my friends, and it was really just an absolute blast. We started off, downtown, and it was just great because it was a beautiful day too, and we got to walk all around downtown and go to places that we would have never been to. The characters along the way were just amazing. It was fun. We had a group of people that we knew, and then the group of people we didn't, and we all became friends at the end. And it's everything you just said. It truly, truly was a blast. It was so different, and we had done like other things before, like murderous mysteries and stuff, but this surpassed everything because first of all, you were outside, you were doing fun things, you were going all around downtown Vegas, and it was safe and it was fun, and there were different characters and clues, and you had food and you had drink, and whether you wanted alcoholic drink or a non-alcoholic, everything was superb, and it was honestly the best experience we've had forever, like, and especially Vegas experiences, and there are great experiences in Vegas, but I can honestly tell you that we will be back, and I've already told people go. Not only people that live in Vegas, but everybody that comes tourists. You can't beat it. It's just a one of a kind thing, and you guys really do amazing. Every one of you, like we loved every character. You thought one character couldn't be better than the other, and then they were. And some of the characters you really didn't even know were characters, and I don't want to give it away either. But like one especially we thought like was just a certain, just hanging around, and then so it's just an awesome, amazing experience, and we will be back, and we tell everybody, and I've Yelp reviewed it too, and all that kind of good stuff, and Travel Advisor, because I think it's awesome. So our whole group had a blast, and honestly, what you guys charge is nothing compared to what you get.
No.
Drinks alone in Vegas are crazy. You get drinks, you get food. The picture is wonderful. The little souvenir is great. Everything encompasses everything, and the experience is amazing. And especially we love downtown Vegas, so we will be back. And I just wanted to call in and say how awesome it was, because it truly was just amazing.
Well,
So
thank you.
glad, yes, thank you
you.
so much. So glad, yay, that she enjoyed it like that. That is exactly. She just kind of said exactly what it is, described it from someone who's been through it. So
Exactly.
Wow.
No, and it's true. Like they were saying too, the price you cannot beat, because you get 3 drinks, correct, and then you get food. I mean, and you get a souvenir, you get a picture souvenir. I mean, there's just so much that comes with it. And you're not going to find anything in Vegas that would cover all that at
No,
all.
sometimes drinks alone, just 2 of those drinks would cost what the ticket price is
Exactly.
in a club here in
Right.
Vegas or down, on the Strip. And it's fun that it is downtown. I'm a
Right.
downtown girl.
Oh, downtown's my favorite. The Strip you can keep, but the
Yes.
downtown, I love
Yes,
it. And the
me
whole, the arts here, and it's a cool part of downtown you're in too. Like it's really
the
awesome.
venues are really
Yes,
fun,
yes.
fun little places that make it special too.
Yeah. No, it's
Yay.
really amazing, and you guys really outdid yourself. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's such a cool experience that you're never gonna get anywhere. I mean, really, ever.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But I keep thinking it could end up going anywhere too.
Right.
It's one
I
of those
think you guys
things.
should absolutely think
We
about.
even have 2
taking it.
different story plot ideas for downtown that we're looking at. One with the possibly the Mob Museum, and then
Oh.
one over 11th Street Records area. So there'll be 3 totally different tours. We might do
That's
like
cool.
a Mob Monday, and then a Saturday the
Yes,
regular one, and
yeah.
then this other idea that I won't throw out
I
there yet.
understand.
But
No, yeah.
once we're
Once it's then you can. Yeah.
yes, then we can add on.
That's really smart. 'Cause I was thinking, like, you really can expand it so much, and you could take it so many places. And like you said, I mean, I could see it anywhere in the world. Truly, it could be New York, it could be LA, I mean, anywhere.
Paris.
That's right. That's right. Paris.
Yay.
Yeah. But it's just such a cool concept, and I just can't imagine how much you guys will grow, because it can just be this huge thing that everyone will want to do.
Yeah, and it I really believe it's good for our health. I sometimes will post that when I'm doing my Alibi posts. I'm like, if you want to be healthy, laughter gives you a ton of endorphins.
And you're walking, and I mean, it's fun.
You're
just,
engaging, yes. You're
Right.
you're kind of set aside your phone,
right?
even though we have an idea for one with an app, but
Oh.
that would
That'd
be a
be smart.
different show. But this it is nice to
Yes.
get out of your, you have to work with each other. You have
Right.
to engage, and like you said, get outside and
Breathe the
so-
fresh air.
Yes,
it's great.
yeah, adventure.
I think the only time I took out my phone was to take pictures, because I was like, I have to show people this, obviously.
which we
but
appreciate so
but
much.
that was really the only time, like you said, I didn't look at my social media, nothing. I just posted
you're
a
there.
picture and then put my phone away as soon as possible so I could pay attention
Yeah,
to what was
you
going
really are
on.
dropped into an
Yes.
experience. You're
Yeah.
in the experience, and you just have to go with it.
Yes, you
I always
sure
tell
do.
people that they're like, "What do I expect?" Like, you know what? Anything. Just drop yourself in, and the more you just go along with it, the more, the better it is. So
yeah, and I really think that's so cool that now you're the owner. I can't even imagine, because you have such a great mind. And like I said, and I do want to talk about your past too, because you have really just a phenomenal career. But because of that, I can't imagine how farther you're going to take it, because I really, it's going to be incredible.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, and hopefully it just keeps getting more and more attention, and people
I
find
hope
out about
so.
it.
And it is. It's right now. It's just been word of mouth, because we are very mom and pop right now.
Of course,
and marketing is a fortune that we're just
especially in Vegas.
And
it's
as a new
ridiculous.
business owner, I'm pacing myself, because there's so much that I had to learn at that end. So I feel like I'm glad that I'm learning everything. The past 3 years has been a crash course in a lot of things, and just juggling, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, and it will.
It's
like I
rewarding.
said, I'll just continue to grow, I'm sure, because hopefully, like you said, more and more people will just keep talking about it and spreading the word, and then hopefully it will grow into this huge international thing. It'll be awesome.
Yes. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah. Franchise it.
Yes, exactly.
Take it to Santa Monica Pier and
That's
San Antonio Riverwalk.
That's right.
I see that. You know?
I do
And
too.
then it brings, the nice thing is, it really does bring people to local businesses to get a little taste of what that is, but in a unique way that they'll talk about forever, you know.
Exactly.
And it's always a different experience. That's the fun thing.
Oh yeah,
Like, if you come again, it will be totally different.
I'm sure.
And we always have different performers, and so.
Well, because that's kind of the whole thing with improv. You never know what's going to happen. You never know and you, like you said, you never know what kind of group you're going to be in. So, I mean, it's just, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if we told you, there was, I know it sounds horrible, but there was like these, I forget what was going on, and it was two guys that were kind of street guys,
right?
And they were having a little quarrel, and they thought they were part of our show.
Oh.
They were watching and listening. They're like, those guys were really good. We really thought, because they said something to it was something hilarious, like, he slept with my girlfriend, and they're like, oh my gosh. And then when they, at the end of the show, they were just asking, they go, do you guys just, because you never know who's a part of it. That's another thing. You're in this, you know, you're downtown,
and
you
you're
don't
thinking,
know.
you're like, are they?
Are they following us, or why did they say hi, or why did they ask us a question? Exactly. That's what makes it the mystery of it. But anyway.
Yeah,
Funny.
and they get into character really well too. I remember, I won't say what it was, but I was looking, I was like, oh, who's this person that's there? And then it ended up being part of the show. It was so cool. It was so authentic. I mean, it was really cool.
Love it.
It was so much fun.
Yes.
Just really everything about
and
it.
And those guys really were part of the show, the street guys fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, how funny. Anyway.
You can probably get them in there.
Yeah, and we really do. Sometimes we'll put someone with the group. Just, you know, what was it? Someone got lost one time, so we had to send someone in, because you can, if you don't follow the clues the right way, or, you know, pregame, when you get 3 drinks, and
we
then
had a couple that were pretty.
And if you pregame, you really could get lost.
Right.
So we have to send in reinforcements sometimes to kind of lead the group back on, you know, where they're supposed to be going.
That's funny, but
anyway.
No, it's just such a fun experience, and every single person in our group just loved. And then we saw another group coming in after us, and they were so excited. You could tell it was really cool, and everyone loves it.
That's the only thing is, sometimes we have to hurry people along, because there's a group on their tail.
Oh,
you know, and sometimes people take a little longer with the clues, so we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? We have to, you know, it's timing and pacing. You know, now that you've been through, you see because every group, it's every 45 minutes. We have 6 tours every Saturday.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah. So 11:45, 12:30, 1:15, 2 p.m., 2:45, and 3:30. And yeah, so they're hot on each other's tails sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you're waiting for a while, but yeah,
it's just part of the experience. You never know.
Part of the experience.
Yeah, but it was just so much fun, and everyone loved it, and it was just, like you said, a great environment, and like you said, laugh therapy. I think that's a great way to put it. It's just, I don't know, you can't really explain it. You just have to go and do it yourself.
Yes, definitely.
And completely worth every penny, completely, because you're never gonna find anything like it.
You really aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're a Las Vegas local, we have a promo code where you can save even more.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
LV local. For locals. to
Yeah,
give them
we
a
appreciate
10%.
that too. Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, I was born and raised here, so.
Yay!
And then you get these big corporate, and they don't help the local. It's like, okay, come on now. So that's cool that you offer discounts to locals.
Yes,
so that's great.
absolutely. Yes.
So now I do want to talk about you as well, because like I said at the beginning, you have such an amazing career, and it's just truly an honor to be sitting by you, because I mean everything you've done is really amazing. And so I mean, you were Playmate of the Year, which I think is literally like the coolest thing ever. I mean, there's only 59, I believe. Like,
I can tell you, I was the 33rd, and there's
yeah.
a reason I always remember that number. But yeah,
Of course.
it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
It's amazing, and you should be so proud of that. And your acting career, and like you said, you're a producer. I mean, just truly everything you do is amazing. So why don't we talk about you now?
Oh wow! Well, thank you. Well, I mean, we were talking earlier, and I didn't even know that you knew that I had done Playboy, but it really was a special time in my life. And back then, before social media, ancient years ago, it was just a very special time. And it's fun because you just made me, before we came on air, we were talking about it, and I have all of these memories that are very spectacular. We were talking about Hef and how he really was a walking history book, and just what a gift it was to be a part of this, empire that has come and gone, that he built from $500 and a card table and a photo of Marilyn Monroe to, it really was. I think I was explaining to you, I feel like he was almost kind of a catapult in a lot of interesting times in history. Yeah. Like there are things people don't realize, that he employed women, when women weren't employed, and during segregation, black women. He was one of the first people that would hire, which it should have always been, but
but unfortunately it was, and we can't erase history.
No,
so we have to embrace
so
the people that changed.
Absolutely, and I always feel like he was on the right side of history, and the way he supported our troops. I remember being a part of Operation Playmate and signing photos for the troops, and just very, very special. And it was an honor. It really was. I couldn't believe when I got Playmate of the Year, because that was, I was Miss August, and then all of a sudden I remember, and that was my friends couldn't even believe. Yeah, my friends couldn't believe it. They thought, Corinna, who hides herself under a T-shirt over her swimsuit, is doing what? My girlfriends, stuck my centerfold up on their wall.
Good.
They were like, "This is hilariously wonderful." But yeah, it was a neat time. Got to do a lot of travel and just. I was a baby, I was 18, and then at the time, the youngest Playmate of the Year ever. I had just turned 20 when I got Playmate of the Year, and that was spectacular. That was just incredible. The parties that Hef used to have.
I heard so many.
Above and beyond,
everyone has,
like a fairy tale. I mean,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, the whole mansion just looked like a dream. It really did.
Yes, it was. I used to love going into, feed the spider monkeys, and just beautiful.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure you have, like you said, I can't even imagine the stories you have, but do you have like maybe a favorite story from that time?
Oh my gosh. I was not prepared for this. A favorite story, I was just thinking of this yesterday. Well, during Kobe, his whole memorial, I got really sad, but Hugh Hefner, for his magazine, used to have what was called the Playboy All-America team, and they would pick the best players, basketball and football. And I have a very funny story. Well, I got to hang out with some of the greatest basketball players of all time, and they would have us, the Playmates, coach. I got to coach. It's hilarious. We had a volleyball tournament in Miami one year. I think Renee Tennyson, who was a Playmate of the Year, was there, and a few other Playmates, and they assigned us to be the coaches of these massive athletes that were the best of their, they all went on to the NFL.
Right.
These were the football players, actually, and big guys, they would spike the ball and hit it so hard, and we would laugh, like cry laugh. You have these massive athletes that could not play volleyball to save their lives, and we were trying to teach them, and it was
so funny.
very funny. I mean, little things like that. I remember they used to close off Wet and Wild, and so all of us
Old
would,
Wet and Wild, the good Wet
yes,
and
the good old Wet and Wild on
it
the
was
strip.
great.
and it would be Playboy and a bunch of different brands, and I just remember having so much fun doing things like that. Hey, I mean, it's not like a major spectacle. I do have a spectacular one. Okay. Yeah. You guys are making me remember. So I got to go to the Indy 500, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was there and got to do this tour with, and names are escaping me because it's been so many years. But long story short, this wonderful friend, he became a friend that worked for Oliver Trucking, had told me, bring your brother and come back, because you've got to come to the actual race. You have to be here for the Indy 500, because I was there during the time trials. It's the largest spectator sport at the time, anyway. I think it still is in the world.
Wow.
So I didn't realize that how massive that was. And I remember the Rookie of the Year was a woman at the time, and I got to meet some of the greatest drivers since and now, which was amazing. And I got, this was the neat part of it. I could tell you tons of stories there, but I got a police escort to the track. And I don't know if you've ever had one of those. I haven't. They do it for the president.
Right.
I was like, what? Like, here I am. Like, I posed in a magazine, and I'm getting a what? And I remember calling it. It was before cell phones. That's how old I am. And I remember using the limo phone to call my mom to say, Mom, can you hear this? And you could hear the sirens, and we're in a limo, and it's already a massive event. Even the time trials it's cars everywhere, and they would stop at the intersections and block everything off, and it was so systematic. Like, I was blown away. I'm like, really, cool. Right now? We're getting a police escort to the track right now. And I remember just thinking, this is just amazing. Just a little taste of tiny celebrity. I'm like, what? But it was fun. Oh, yeah. That was a neat one.
Oh, that's like a really once in a lifetime
thing. It really was, because I don't know. I don't think I'll ever be special like that again. And they were just sweet. The police knew who I was with, and they all just said, let's get her to the track on time. But it was pretty spectacular.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
wow.
The way they cut, there's lights and police everywhere, and they just cut off the intersections and stop everybody, and you just go right through. I'm like, hey. Like, and they're wondering, who is in that limo? And I peep my head out. It's only me.
Not only. No, that's amazing.
But it was neat. Those things are special. I have lots of special memories with Playboy.
Oh, I'm sure.
And getting to go places I never would have gone, and doing things I never would have done. So it is pretty special. Howard Stern show, right, when he was number one on the air. I remember that was really
I love Howard. I think
neat.
he's awesome. Yeah.
I just got a message, because it's weird. I still have fans from Playboy,
which I'm sure
is mind-blowing to me. But I got a message, and he said, from this man saying, I remember when you were on Howard Stern. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you do? But because that was back in '92, so.
No, that's really cool. I mean, really, all these amazing things.
Because what year were you born?
97.
Yay. That's so cute. I love it. Oh, I love it.
No, but I really think that's amazing, and you should be so proud. I mean, like I said, only 59 women have been Playmate of the Year. I mean, that's such a small amount, and you're number 33.
I know, and now it's all Instagram. We were talking about that now, and people can, do whatever.
No, but you did it, and you made it in a time where it was really difficult, and everyone wanted to do it, but you made it, and you should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you so much.
And I think it's cool your friends are supportive and put your.
They're probably the reason I got Playmate of the Year. They vote, it was a vote.
That's great.
My friends probably all got.
Okay, that's awesome that you have such supportive friends and everything.
Yeah, thank you. And it is. It's like art, and every Playmate, if you want to know a little secret.
Yes.
Every playmate that's ever posed for the centerfold has cried. I haven't met one that has not cried.
Really?
Because it was a special giant Polaroid camera. And they come out the size, like the size of a centerfold. And you have to be perfectly still. And they make that set exactly. They flew me in because a girl that they had for this, that was for my test, never mind. Look, I have all these memories. Mine was in the water, and usually they're vertical, and mine was one of the rare horizontal ones. So I remember posing, and you start shaking because you have to be so perfectly still, and it takes about 3 days sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're there for, you come back into the studio, they get everything ready because that's how serious that centerfold photo was. I didn't know how technical,
I had no clue,
then.
right.
And yeah, so, and I had talked to other girls. They're like, did you cry? I'm like, I did. It was embarrassing. I think it was like on the second day. I was like, I just started crying.
I think anyone probably would. I mean, I had no idea it was like that.
And you're naked and you're freezing. No, it wasn't. It's like, oh, whoa.
No.
Sad. But yeah, so that's kind of a tidbit people don't, it's fun.
Right.
Fun little history. And I feel like, now that we're talking about this, it's almost sad. I feel like Hef did not get a farewell like he deserved.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It seems at the end a lot of people had almost no negative things to say, and that was kind of all you heard. And it was kind of interesting because I grew up on The Girls Next Door. I love that show. I met all of them, I think twice, and they were all the sweetest girls. But I loved that show, and I loved him on it and everything. And I remember, like, it used to be such a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, for some reason, towards the end, it was just kind of all negative.
Which is sad. And that started with, and I believe we were talking about this earlier, because we weren't part of the whole reality TV world.
Right.
I kind of missed that. I'm kind of the age where we just missed the reality TV. So you didn't have that kind of fame that the Girls Next Door got. But then we were kind of also right on the tail, end of catching the wave of social media.
Right.
It's so fascinating to me how people build careers just off of that. And it's interesting. And that was, everybody loved that, the Girls Next Door. But with reality television, there was a lot of us that went, we kind of knew better with certain things that you see or saw that were, my experience at the mansion was totally different from when he was still married to Kimberly, and he was always a romantic, and I think he was someone that would have remained monogamous. And this is an interesting thing, just having talked to him and known him, I believe he would have remained monogamous if he didn't have he had some heartbreaks. He just did. He had some heartbreaks. And then I think it's beautiful how he reinvented himself and had surrounded himself with this harem. It's kind of interesting. It really is. And I'm so Kendra, I'm friends with her brother and mom, but I never got really close to them. I didn't know them because I was raising my daughter.
Right.
It's so funny how but yeah, Hef was fascinating. I mean, he lived all of these lives and really enhanced a lot of people's lives. A lot of people wouldn't have a career or be me, a middle class girl from Las Vegas, and here I became Playmate of the Year and was jet setting all over, and just a tremendous opportunity that he gave people.
Oh yeah, and I think you could say something negative about anybody, but like you said, for every negative thing you could say about him, I think you could say a lot more positive. And like you said, he was on the right side of history.
He really was.
He did a lot of incredible things.
He was a philanthropist, but one of those people that didn't brag about what he did at all. He was an intellectual. He was very, he was a fascinating person.
He lived a long, amazing life.
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah.
He did what he wanted.
That's right.
With peacocks in the backyard.
And the spider monkey.
And spider monkeys.
But no,
kinds of
I
exotic
think
animals
that's so cool.
and beautiful women. I mean,
right.
come on, what would the
Right.
most beautiful women you can imagine all the time, all around you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing, and I think you should be so proud to say you're such a big part of that. I mean, that's really amazing, and I really think a lot of people are probably so jealous of that. I know I mean, just amazing what you did, and that's so not many people can say that.
well,
so.
it was kind of a dare. I remember being terrified.
Oh, I'm sure it had to be scary.
And he laughed when
yeah.
he saw my test photos. He said, "Oh my gosh, she looks like a startled fawn." When I had never been naked in front of my boyfriend, and you know what I mean.
Right,
I was like,
right.
what are we doing? But it was
And you
know.
did it.
I
That's
did
amazing.
it.
That's right.
I
At 20
did
years
it.
old.
And now I
Good
can
for
look at
you.
those photos, and then when I'm, I'm like, hey, before gravity set in.
No, you're absolutely beautiful.
How
Beautiful,
fun.
beautiful.
No, but it's art. It's different. It was a different time in history, and here we are, Corey. Here we are.
There we are. But I think that's amazing. And like you said, you're doing acting, and you seem very passionate about acting. I know I am. I love it. There's really nothing like it.
No, and that's something that I love, and I've been without an agent for a couple of years now because I've been working on the business,
Right.
but I never stop training.
Yeah.
I never stop. I'll do short films. I'll do whatever I can to keep my gears turning.
Yeah.
And it's
It's a passion.
It is,
You
and
can't
it's
describe
hard
it,
work,
yeah.
and you never arrive. I think it's one of those crafts you work at as any artist, where you've never reached what you're supposed to be with it. Does that
Right.
make sense? And
Yes,
there's
I
always
do.
something different that you can embody.
Absolutely.
And it all takes so much work. And you learn the more you do it,
Yeah.
how much work it takes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I torturing myself? I have to work harder. And this is with, I'm doing 2 films right now, and then hopefully making another feature film that I'll be producing. And
Awesome.
so we'll have to talk.
Yeah, I'd love to. Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to work on something.
Yes, we do. We absolutely
Yeah.
do. No, I think like you said, I love acting. Unless you do it, you can't really explain it. And I know some people that have tried acting and it just wasn't for them, but for some people, it's their life, and I know it's my life, and it's everything I love to do. And you seem the exact same way, and it's just an amazing feeling.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
why you're so good at this, because you are interested in people. You are you have a real genuine interest, and then it becomes that's what acting is to
Yeah.
me, is because you're a good listener. You have to be able to listen and respond, and there's an empathy, and if you didn't have a good empathy, a strong empathy, you wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
And
I
sometimes
know what
you'll
you
say,
mean.
well, if
Yeah.
you're going to be I hate when people put it in a box. You're going to be an actress, you have to focus on that.
Right.
My husband sometimes tells me that. I'm like, no. He's
No,
like,
you
just
can do whatever
concentrate
you
on one thing. I'm like, no. There's
That's
so
right.
much
No.
more, and anyway, and I think that's what makes you a better actress.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm sure, same for you. Like you said, the improv thing, people do not give improvers enough credit. It is the most difficult thing, and especially comedy. Oh my God, it's horrible.
And
It
then
is
when you
horrible.
fail at comedy, there's nothing worse, because I've done
You're never-
stand-up now. I've been enjoying stand-up. It's like math and putting it together.
Oh,
and
see, I will never touch stand-up.
Oh my
ever,
gosh!
ever,
Well,
ever.
good for you, because it is not only, it's probably, it's like, why torture yourself? That's all I can say. Because even with the shows, we've all talked about it. You always have someone that just doesn't like you, or someone that doesn't have that
It's
humor.
anywhere, no matter what.
And
yeah.
there's nothing that feels worse than up close and personal when people are like, it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
painful, but yet addictive.
It is, yeah. Especially live and like you
Yeah,
said,
see,
right
and
in front of
acting
you.
on film I love, because we get to
Yes.
craft it, work it out.
Right.
When they all cut, you can regroup and
Exactly.
start over and go, okay, I'm gonna try things this
Right.
way. Or you can't do that with stand up.
No,
you
you
can't do
cannot.
that with a live
Right.
show, with theater. You can't.
No.
Can't say, hold on, cut, cut. I'm gonna redo that one. Let's back up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
No, but I love it too, so I understand completely. It's just, it's in you.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can tell you're such a creative mind, and you have such, and like you said, so many stories to tell, and I'm sure producing is amazing passion. I mean, really, what a cool opportunity you're doing with all this.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
We'll stick together. We got
it.
Yes.
That's right. Girl power, right?
Yes, girl power.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on. Really, it was an honor having you.
Thank you.
And I think you're really amazing.
You're so sweet. Thank you. No, it was great being on here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so let's get back to Alibi too, and tell people how they can get tickets.
Okay.
What they can, not really what they can expect, because you don't know what you're gonna expect, but where people can follow and keep up to date with everything, and hopefully the new shows you'll be having soon too.
Well, I mean, right now they're kind of just more passion projects. Like I said, I don't have an agent right now or anything, but I do what I love, and it finds you. It finds you. Yeah. You know, I get a phone call. Would you like to be in our film? But great people. They're doing beautiful
and
work.
The film community here too.
It's growing.
We went to a film mixer the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know half of these people. And it was so weird. I used to know every single person, and now it's like, I don't know half of them.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So many people are coming here to get their feet wet, because there are a lot of very talented filmmakers in this town, and they're getting better. And production studios here. Yeah. So it is exciting. And I have to tell you, I have it's right now a working concept, but it's based on Alibi, the show, and it's going to be well, we were thinking of doing a web series, but it's turning out so well just in pre-production that we're going, maybe this needs to be a sitcom. Yeah. It's very silly, funny, because it's all of the characters you met, but they're real lives, but they're really. It's like a Arrested Development-ish.
Okay, yeah.
Meets Schitt's Creek meets The Office.
Oh my goodness.
It's out there, but downtown Las Vegas. So anyway, but
the best.
But AlibiTheShow.com, AlibiTheShow.com, ALIBI theshow.com. And we're Saturdays only, and when they're gone, they're gone. That's what we always say. Saturdays only. When they're gone, they're gone. Book your tickets now. And 6 shows to choose from every Saturday. And if you're a Las Vegas local and you use LV, capital LV, and then LOCAL, Las Vegas local, you get 10% discount. Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway,
you can't beat it, and like you said, it's so much fun. Everyone, at the end, your whole guard just goes down, and everyone's just fast friends with each other. You get food, you get drinks. I mean, you can't beat it.
We think that we need to send Congress through,
yes,
and let people work on both sides of the aisle and listen to each other.
That's right. That's right.
And smile and laugh a little bit, not take yourselves so seriously, because we're getting too serious, too angry. Like we were saying, why are people so angry?
No.
We don't need to be angry.
No. We need to make the world more positive. Starting here with
Calm down. Come to Alibi the Show.
That's right. That's all you need to do, and then we solve world
problems. We're solving the world's problems with Alibi the Show.
That's right.
But anyway.
Well, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. And you're just so amazing, and I hope everyone comes and supports Alibi.
I hope so too. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please go check them out. Support them. Have the time of your life, because you really will not get this anywhere else. So thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, never give up. Always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you, and God bless.
Unique experience, one of a kind. Clue-solving game that'll test your mind. Pop comedy, improv, Alibi, theshow.com.
Saturdays only. Book your tickets now, and they're gone. AlibiTheShow.com.